Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we are driving the Volt, and as you can see we had a little light dusting of snow accumulation overnight, and thankfully it's 28 now. It's supposed to be about 40 today, and we really haven't had to worry about any freezing now overnight or today because of the high temperatures, and it's misting out right now too. Of course there's salt on the road, but I just have to say again, I am so impressed with the Volt's ability to essentially get through slush, get through icy parts or snowy parts of the road, and this vehicle barely moves. I am just amazed again, and I think it has to do with the fact that A, I have really good tires on the front. I've got Continental True Contact Tour 54s on the front here, and I also have a low center of gravity with this vehicle. So there's two of us in there in the vehicle, which honestly, two of us probably weigh as much as one normal sized American now. And she laughed. And we have all the battery weight low, so the center of gravity is low. This is a very low vehicle to begin with, and then when the center of gravity is low, it provides with such a great handling experience in dry conditions, wet conditions, and snowy conditions like what we have right now. And guys, I am just blown away again at this little Chevy Volt, at how great this does in the snow. I've driven many front wheel drive cars before in the snow, and a lot of them have sucked, but this one, this is the exception. I can't wait for next winter to put some cross climate 2s on this vehicle and really just beat the hell out of winter essentially in this front wheel drive sleigh. Because of the weight down low and because of the tires I have on this handles so much better than my Jeep SRT does, even though that Jeep SRT weighs 13 to 1400 pounds, if not more, than the Chevy Volt, because that's a higher center of gravity of a vehicle. So thus it just doesn't handle as well when you're going through snow or slush or anything like that. And granted, I have just terrible tires on that vehicle, but the only vehicle that we have in our fleet right now that handles better is her Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, which weighs a ton and has really good Bridgestone Revo AT3 tires on it. So I mean, of course they're snow rated and they handle just excellent in the snow. That's the only other vehicle that we have that handles better in slush or snow than this Chevy Volt. Now when it comes to actually getting out of snow, this vehicle may not do as good as my Jeep SRT does, but for every other front wheel drive vehicle, this thing does excellent, just excellent. I have basically daily driven this vehicle all winter long, and because we haven't had any major snowstorms at all to speak of, you know, the most we've had is maybe 2.5 inches of snow, and this vehicle is just kick-ass. I just cannot believe how great of a winter vehicle this is. Even my fiance here, who is used to driving the Jeep, or previously my truck, my Ram truck that I had, or the Mercedes GLE 43, you know, she even likes to drive this in the wintertime and think it handles pretty good, considering it's just a front wheel drive vehicle. So again, we're just blown away at the performance of this, and we're going to be going on some roads later. Hopefully they aren't plowed when we're on our way to work, and we can kind of experience a little bit of that as well. So this is the snow that we got here overnight, and again, not a lot. It seems like we just can't catch a break, but now it's going to be 40 out today, and it's going to turn to kind of slushiness. Now tonight we're apparently supposed to get 4 to 7 inches of snow, but that's what they said last night, 1 to 3, and of course we got, what is that, maybe half an inch, if that, quarter of an inch, probably. Not a lot of snow, but hopefully we get some roads here where we can kind of test out the tires a little bit more. But again, we're just reminded at how much we love our Chevy Volt, based on the fact that, you know, it just handles so good in the snow. Again, it's just a fantastic vehicle. So we're gonna hop in, go for a little drive on to work here. And hopefully the conditions of the roads aren't plowed yet and they're still a little slushy. And we'll wrap this up. So here's what we're dealing with on the work. It's another winter day in Wisconsin here, but just the amount of poise and control that we have right now over the road is good. And then, you know, stopping distances here are fairly good too. I mean, that was not even a panic stop, and this Volt just slowed right down. So again, fairly impressed here. You can see I've got my foot to the floor and we're keeping a pretty straight line. I feel very in control and I feel very safe while driving this. And again, a lot of that has to do with the winter tires that are on the vehicle, of course, too. There's a horse. Whoa, that horse was close to the road, although it was fenced in. Okay, so the winter tires, of course, help out a lot. Well, the all-season tires, these are not 3-peak rated, but they are M&S rated. So that helps out a ton. But again, you know, you could be facing some slick conditions right now as temps are above 32. It's misting out right now, so that also doesn't help the situation. Very lightly misting, but that can cause on some of these non-salted roads some icy conditions. But the Volt just trudges through nonetheless. And again, we're reminded as to how much we love this vehicle. And you may be wondering how it does from a stop. You know, if you're at a stop sign and you need to merge or you need to get onto oncoming traffic, I have no qualms about that. Basically, the traction control does all the work. I just sometimes mash the pedal, or I ease into it. Most of the time I mash it, and honestly, the traction control does all of the work necessary, and gets me going and gets me going safely. So that's a huge plus right there. Again, the braking is fine. You know, it all comes down to if you have the proper tires or not on your vehicle. This has the proper tires, and that makes a big difference. But also, when you're dealing with a vehicle that weighs almost, well, now with us doing it, over 4,000 pounds, then of course you're going to have great traction as well. 4,000 pounds and such a tiny footprint of a vehicle, length and width wise, you know, you're going to have great traction. So with that being said, I can wrap this up here. We love our Chevy Volt. We've got 83,500 miles on it. I'll be making an 85,000 mile review here pretty quick, and we absolutely love this Volt. This is one of the best vehicles we've ever owned, honestly. It just, you get in and it works, and that's what you want, and that's what you need, especially in the winter time. I didn't think this was going to be a great wintertime car, but I was totally wrong and totally blown away. You can daily drive this in the winter, no problem. Now, again, we haven't had a lot of snow this winter here in northern Wisconsin, so that could be an issue. But if you're just looking to daily drive this vehicle in a wintry climate, hey, you're going to have no issues whatsoever, unless you're looking at getting 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 inches of snow. You know, then you're going to have some issues. Let's just say if you live in the UP. But if you don't, then you're going to be fine. Where the vast majority of Americans live here, you're going to be totally okay. So again, we've got oncoming car. We're going to be nice and wait for him though. And of course we could have got out. Again, traction control kicks in and boom, we're off and running. So for the majority of you out there, yes, this is a great vehicle. We absolutely love it. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.